All right, buckle up, because today we're going deep with the one and only Joey Diaz.
And this is no ordinary deep dive.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're cracking open a conversation between Joey Diaz and Theo Von.
It's from Theo's podcast this past weekend.
Raw, unfiltered, two comedians just shooting the breeze.
You've heard his stand-up.
Yeah.
You know Diaz doesn't hold back.
But this is different. This is Joey uncensored.
Like behind the scenes, backstage pass, you know.
And he holds absolutely nothing back.
So before we get into Diaz's crazy life, let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Picture L.A., the comedy scene. Before the internet, before social media blew up.
Right.
Diaz talks about those early days at the Comedy Store.
Ah, legendary.
It sounds wild. Like seriously, mayhem, but in the best way.
The Comedy Store back then.
Yeah, like a breeding ground for comedic legends.
Absolutely. You had to be hungry, man. You had to prove yourself.
Oh, and get ready for some serious name dropping.
Oh, yeah.
Diaz casually mentions hanging out with Joe Rogan.
Of course.
Whitney Cummings.
Right.
Eddie Bravo. Like, come on, it's a who's who of comedy.
Legends, all of them.
But it wasn't all, you know, sold out shows and good times.
Right.
Diaz gets real about the tough stuff, too.
Yeah.
The grind, the late nights, the constant travel.
The hustle is real.
And trying to make people laugh night after night for almost nothing.
That's the part people don't see. It's tough.
There's a point where even Diaz,
Yeah.
Mr. I'll say anything,
Yeah.
he almost gave it all up.
Really?
Thought about quitting comedy to sell cars. Can you imagine?
Joey Diaz selling cars.
Yeah, like, this baby's got low mileage.
Great financing options.
Instead of, well, you know.
Classic Diaz.
Exactly.
It shows you, though, even someone like him,
Yeah.
those doubts, those fears that get to everyone.
And Diaz's story, it's not just about making it a comedy.
Yeah.
It's about this whole roller coaster of life, you know.
Life, man. It'll throw you curveballs.
And with Diaz, there are some serious twists and turns, let me tell you.
Oh, I bet. Can't wait to dig into it.
So last time we left off with Diaz at a crossroads.
Yeah. Thinking about trading in the laughs for, what was it, a used car lot.
Yeah, can you picture him like in a polyester suit?
Slicking back his hair.
Totally. But seriously, Diaz's story, it's deeper than all that, you know?
Oh, for sure. He gets real personal.
Like really real. He talks about his childhood, growing up in New Jersey.
Right.
And let me tell you, this is classic Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
He paints a picture of, well, let's just say, an interesting upbringing.
Interesting how?
Like imagine, you're a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to figure things out. Hormones are raging.
Been there.
And your own mother, she introduces you to, well, let's just say it wasn't your typical family dinner.
Oh, man. Only Joey Diaz, right?
Only Joey Diaz. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. He talks about his struggles, his demons.
Protection.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Like, picture this. A flooded basement, candlelight flickering.
Okay.
And Diaz is, well, he's snorting coke.
Happy.
It's like something out of a movie. But with this dark humor sprinkled in.
That's his thing, though, right? Finding the funny in the dark.
Exactly. He owns it.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't hide from it.
It's like he takes those experiences, the tough stuff, and uses it, fuels his comedy.
100%.
Yeah.
But even with all that chaos, something changes. He meets his wife.
So there's a love story in here somewhere.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of beautiful. Like, he talks about this moment, this realization. He doesn't want his wife to find him dead.
Oh.
Heavy stuff, right? And that's when everything shifts for him.
He gets clean.
It's not just about getting clean. It's bigger than that. It's about having something to live for, someone to build a life with.
Redemption, man. It's a powerful thing.
And for Diaz, part of that redemption, it leads him to a surprising place.
What's that?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Like the martial art.
The one and only. He moves back to Jersey, finds this jiu-jitsu studio.
So we go from the comedy club to the dojo.
Talk about a 180. It makes you think, though, what drew him to that?
Maybe he needed that structure, that discipline.
Maybe. He talks about this incredible experience on the mat, just like breaking down, crying, all this emotion just pouring out of him.
Wow. That's powerful stuff, like physical release.
Yeah, like all that stuff he'd been carrying around, it found a way out. So we've got Diaz, right, this like ball of fire, finding peace, finding himself on a jiu-jitsu mat of all places.
Who would have thought? But it just goes to show you, healing, it finds you in the strangest ways sometimes.
No kidding. But, you know, even when he talks about this new chapter, this sense of peace he's found, there's still this part of him, like this little piece that misses the old days, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Like that simpler time.
Totally. He talks about growing up in Jersey, hanging out at Howard Johnson's with his family.
The good old days.
Right. Those late-night, dirt cheap flights to Miami. Remember those?
Man, those were the days. You don't see fares like that anymore.
Not a chance. And it's like, he even talks about, get this, resisting technology.
No way. Joey Diaz.
Seriously. He held off on texting for years, said it was creating distance between people.
He's got a point, though. It's easy to hide behind screens these days.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He wanted to hear people's voices, have those real conversations face to face. Makes you think, huh?
Big time. We're so plugged in now, it's easy to forget what it's like to actually connect with someone.
And that's what's so interesting about Diaz, right?
Yeah.
He's this guy, larger than life, but he's still searching for that real connection.
It's a human thing, We all crave it, that genuine connection.
And I think that's why people relate to him so much, his comedy. Yeah, the stories are wild, but it's more than that.
Totally. It's that honesty, that vulnerability. He's not afraid to put it all out there.
Exactly. He reminds us it's okay to be messed up, to make mistakes, to not have it all figured out.
And that's where the good stuff is, In the mess, the imperfection, that's where you find the good stories.
And the connections. He reminds us we're not alone in this whole crazy journey.
He makes you want to laugh, but he also makes you think.
100%. So there you have it, folks. Joey Diaz in all his unfiltered, unpredictable glory.
A true original.
He reminds us to embrace the chaos, to find the humor in the darkness, and most importantly, to never, ever stop connecting with each other, with ourselves, with the world around us. Until next time, keep it real, keep it funny, and we'll catch you on the flip side.